book for this week is The Boy on the Porch by Sharon Creech. It was copyrighted in 2013, published by HarperCollins, and won the William Allen White Award in 2016. It is for grades 3 through 5 and has a little over 150 pages, 151 to be exact. And it was an extremely good book, easy to read. The chapters only consisted of anywhere between 1 and 3 pages, and I feel like that was really nice because for the younger grades, it can make them feel like they're really accomplishing something as they finish a new chapter and start a new one. Because I know I personally look forward to, like, when I'm having to read a book, I'm like, oh, only so many more pages until the next chapter. So I feel like having short chapters is really good for the younger age group. The illustration on the front cover, we see this nice big pretty house with a little boy and a beagle staying in the front of the door, and the door is just a big white area, which I take it as being like a big white light, being very welcoming. So we can't really see much of the boy, but we can see from this that he's looking into this very welcoming house. This book starts out with John and Martha, who find the little boy asleep on the chair on their front porch. He has a note in his pocket that says, "Please take care of Jacob. He's a really good boy. I'll be back when I can." So they have no clue where he came from, or why he's there, or who dropped him off. They try to ask him questions and he doesn't respond, so they think he's just shy at first. As time goes on, they realize that he can hear and he can understand, but he can't speak. So he does actually tap in response to things that they say to him and questions they ask. So eventually they realize that, by his tapping, that he's communicating with them. I figured that out pretty quickly in the book, but it took John and Martha several chapters before they figured out that he was communicating with them. So they take him in, they clothe him, they feed him, they love him, they care for him, and John ends up trading his jackets and belts and all kinds of stuff to get jelly beans for him because that was his favorite snack when he was little. He gets him a guitar, he gets him drums and paint sets and blank paper, because they learn that he's very talented. He's very talented in music and art. So he does all that. While on the farm, he becomes best friends with their cow and their dog. He rides the cow everywhere, and the dog just walks beside them. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and eventually when they're getting ready to look into enrolling him for school, Jacob's dad comes back. They don't want to hand him over because they've fallen in love with him, but they have to because his dad has Jacob's birth certificate, so he's his dad. They give him over, and then a friend tells him about fostering, which is what I did not expect to hear out of this book. So John and Martha start fostering children and fostered dozens of children over the years. One day, a package arrives with a painting of a boy riding a cow with a beagle beside him. So they know it was Jacob, and they just wait for him to come back. And one day, they open their door, and they find Jacob sitting in the chair on their front porch. The activity I chose is that children can practice communicating without the use of words to see possibly how hard it was for Jacob and how hard it was for John and Martha to figure out what he was communicating. And children could also, paint. They could paint a picture of their favorite thing for them to do. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.